What's going on, YouTube? Culturedog Sam Hatch back here. We're taking a break from Laserdisc for a hot minute to get into something a little old and useless. Not that I don't always talk about old and useless things, but this is spurred by a post on Laserdisc Forever, of all places, about a month or two ago, about the resurgence and people's newfound love for snapper case DVDs. And I thought, man, this would be fun to kind of go through what little remains of my snapper collection. This was a product from a company that Warner Brothers owned. They came up with this design. Sorry to spoil that I got a Perfect Storm in the collection. But basically, it's just a plastic housing that creates a structure that holds like a folded piece of cardboard in that, in turn, has all the information about the film and everything on there, but there would be a plastic kind of tray, and then the cardboard would then fold around the back and be clipped in there. It's an interesting design, but of course it being very cardboardy and the way the structure is, it's easy to have it kind of turn grody with use and misuse, and not to mention that the actual snapping function works sometimes, doesn't work. Sometimes you have to put a little bit of pressure, and of course it being largely of cardboard, like there's only so many pressure points on this thing that you can support your thumb without punching it through the cardboard, etc. So at the time these came out, because of those factors, they were pretty much universally reviled. Like if you went on the Digital Bits or the Home Theater Forum, or all these other kind of online places for home media fans to gather, everyone was just frothing about how much they hated these things. And then hipsters came along and started finding these things at flea markets nowadays, and everything that used to suck is awesome again. So if there's anything that is universally reviled now that you think is just total crap, keep it, hoard it, because someday everyone's gonna love it and just savor it. So now I know people that only collect DVDs because they're in snapper cases. But back in the day, these things were the bane of our existence as home video collectors. So I figured it would be a fun celebration to kind of look back on the wretched detritus of my snapper collection. And again, I would still buy them because it was the only way to get a lot of these movies here in the States, and with these special features and etc. So it was it was one of those things you were like, oh man, another snapper. It again being a Warner owned property, mostly Warner Brothers titles, and of course subsidiaries were pumping these things out. New Line had them. Image had a decent amount of Universal titles that they dropped in these. So, and of course I had a bunch of those, which we'll get into. But a lot of my snapper cases have moved on when I sold off some of my collection, but I do have a decent pile of them left. So I figured, let's have some fun. Let's dig into the snappers. What I have, they don't drive me crazy anymore because it's it's in 1999 to 2000 issue, and I've kept mine in pretty good condition. So they're not really the bane of my existence anymore. But we won the war against snapper cases, only to have them become beloved. So if you dig snapper cases, you're going to love this. We're going to dig through a couple stacks of them. Let's see what I have left. All right, so we're going to start with animation. First up, the Powerpuff Girls, also known as the Whip-Ass Girls. I've got maybe 4 of these guys. Big Mojo Jojo fan. And decent amount of episodes per each one. I think one of them actually has the Whip-Ass Girls short that Craig McCracken did. Snapper interior there. That was Powerpuff Bluff, then Down und Dirty. Buttercup is Grumpy. Some of them have commentary tracks too, which is pretty cool. There's a great one with Mojo Jojo commentary, and he's talking about like Hitchcockian angles and stuff like that. Got these from Circuit City back in the day. Got a little old double C. The Main Event. See, it's a hair joke. Up next. And it's got some DVD-ROM. So remember, that was the big thing. DVD-ROM. That was fun. Commentary track, character commentary on this one. So It's good stuff. It's a fun show. And the last Powerpuff that I have. I don't have the movie. I think I used to. Meet the Beat-Alls. Beat-Alls. Yeah, I don't know why I never did. I saw the movie in the theaters, actually, for like a preview, but so I was doing more previews for a film criticism at the time, so that was fun. And my wife being a big Wonder Woman fan, we got a bunch of random DC animated Justice League Paradise Lost with 4 episodes, which I haven't actually seen this, but it looks like it's a duo of 2-parters. Some Bruce Timm introductions on there. Not too much on the inside. Got to get those proof of purchase tabs. Send them in. Make bank. Earn some free discs or whatever. And also this Justice League animated Snappa. This one's only 60 minutes, so there you go. Let's snap it. I'm seeing index. Cool release. Alright, we'll move into some drama action. Linklaters Before Sunrise, great film. We have the sequels, of course, too, but not on Snap-a-Case DVD. I think we have the second one on like normal case DVD, and then the third on Blu-ray, probably. Chapter breakdown. Julie Delpy. Ethan Hawke. Nice release. This I got just because I was really hot on getting every John Cusack movie. I don't know, it was just like one of those fun. Sometimes it's fun just to come up with some sort of random collection idea. And there was a bit where I was like, I'm going to collect every John Cusack movie, including like made for TV movies and things like that. And I never actually thought I would find this on DVD, but HBO movie The Jack Bull. And John Goodman and John Cusack in it. It's actually pretty damn good. I was impressed. You know, it's a little bit of a slow burn, but freaking John Badham directed it, and Dick Cusack wrote it, so it's cool. Like, got some good heft behind it. So, you know, could have been a theatrical release, but yeah, it's just a bit of a courtroom drama as well. It's not all just, you know, lassoing and wrestling cattle and whatnot, but yeah, cool release. I think I found that at Walmart or something. My wife being the serial killer aficionado, hopefully she's not one, but she had to pick up a used copy of Citizen X. What this big deal? I have shame penis. Andre Chikatilo, big star of the Time Suck podcast with Dan Cummins. You should listen to it. Another HBO movie, Max von Sydow in there, and Stephen Ray, and yeah, good stuff. And of course, Donald Sutherland. Some Chapadors. And being a New Englander, you got to get this Wicked Piss Storm, The Perfect Storm, which I haven't seen this in a dog's age. Decent amount of special features, Wolfgang Peterson adventure, and everything goes perfect for everybody. So that's nice too. Straight poop on the special features down there, with the HBO first look, etc. Warner Snappage. This my wife grabbed. She was a fan, also a fan of Viggo Mortensen. But yeah, because I mean he's the Viggo. Perfect Murder. Yeah, not too shabby. And scene breakdown. Flipper nonsense. Widescreen on one side and full frame the other side. This is just matted, so it's not scope or anything. This one my wife picked up for me at a Best Buy feeding trough on Black Friday. Just thought I might be interested in it, and I barely remembered it rolling through theaters, but it's a David Mamet flick, and pretty damn entertaining. Lots of good characters, double and quadruple and quintuple crossing each other, and it's got a good airport heist scene. So yeah, it was worth checking out. Delroy Lindo is great in it. Of course, Hackman and DeVito are rather good. I still haven't watched this. Likewise, I got this. It's just kind of like a blind buy. And Sean Penn directed. Nicholson stars in. Seems like it's going to be suitably gritty, but one day I'm going to check it out. Not too much on there for special features or anything, but got those proof of purchase seals, though. So, The Pledge. Got a little bit of a Tim Burton collection here. I was psyched when this dropped because Pee-wee's Big Adventure I saw maybe 4 times in the theater, and I was a huge fan, but really wasn't easy to find in letterbox condition. The early 4:3 transfers were done open matte where you could see all the gags and everything ruined that should be matted over, so it wasn't for quite some time even like a proper 4:3 version was created, and then this dropped, and I got this at Circuit City. But I mean, special features and everything like that, I mean, this is one of my favorite movies, so I was psyched. I mean, it's got a music only track with Danny Elfman, and even like a full soundtrack of this was hard to get back in the day. There was like a combo release from Varese Sarabande with this and Back to School on it, but that was even not easy to find back in the day. So yeah, Pee-wee. So yeah, I was wicked psyched when this dropped, and it looks great. And this is pretty much the same as my AC3 Laserdisc that got reissued, but nice snapper of Beetlejuice. A little bit of extra features on there. Nothing too much, though. Interactive menus, theatrical trailer, and the music-only audio track. So that's pretty cool. And of course, it's got Dolby Digital. I'm assuming the same Dolby Digital track from the Laserdisc. It's a flipper. You can decide what you want to do. Standard version or widescreen version. I mean, I can't complain too much. It was a good compromise. Otherwise, there's a chance DVD may have gone 4:3. That would have been rough. Yeah, if DivX had become a thing, it would have. Anyways, and then Mars Attacks, which again I also have on Laserdisc. So this is pretty much the same materials, and again, alternate music only audio track, which is pretty damn cool. Movie was a bit of a miss, but I still saw it like twice in the theaters. Another flipper. You can decide if you want to go standard or widescreen. Back to the John Cusack for a hot second. Awesome Savage Steve Holland flick. Un Crazy Summer. I remember catching that on cable back in the day and being delighted, as one usually would be, watching a Savage Steve Holland flick. Fun stuff. Decent amount of extras on there. Some Curtis Armstrong, Bobcat, and Savage Steve commentary. So, pretty badass. Never really got a proper widescreen release on Laserdisc or anything with special features. So, yeah, that was pretty cool to get. Lame artwork, but whatever. Keeping it comedy. Some Christopher Guest action. Gotta have a copy of Guffman. Good old Corky. Commentary from Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy on there, and some additional scenes, etc. Not too shabby. kind of frosted art on the disc, and keeping it guesty. Best in Show, great flick. The Busy Bee, gotta have the Busy Bee. Yeah. Yeah, awesome stuff again. Commentary with Levy and Christopher Guest. I haven't seen this in a couple of years. Should fire it up again. And this one, it's funny, we were forced to buy this by a friend who wanted us to watch it, but Michael Patrick Jan directed. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Kirstie Alley, Ellen Barkin, Kirsten Dunst, Denise Richards. Beauty pageant, dark comedy. Yeah, it's fun stuff. And widescreen and full screen, as always. And DVD-ROM content with script to screen. Something like that. This is New Line. Yeah. And this one's a little beat just because I bought it used at a flea market. But you gotta have Detroit Rock City. Yeah, Kiss decided they were going to make their own, Dazed and Confused, basically. Or at least bankroll it. And Gene Simmons is, of course, in the film, too. And, there's lots of Kiss-tastic stuff. But, again, this is kind of like wobbly, like, not really water damage, but, like, moisture got to it or something. It was probably sitting outside for who knows how long. So, again, one of the reasons why snapper cases kind of suck ass. Because, it's just kind of, it doesn't look as bad on camera, but it's like they're great if you buy them brand new and leave them, like, unmolested on your shelf. But, it's just like a little wobbly. This is a, I don't know, trifold. Pretty badass. But, it's not and it's the New Line Platinum series. We'll stop there with that busted ass Detroit Rock City, and we'll come back with the next stash of snapper cases. So that's half the snappers so far. Hopefully there was something cool in there that you enjoyed. We'll come back and see what else we got coming with the next batch, including some horror titles. So there you go. Thanks for bearing with me as I step away from Laserdisc and Blu-rays and everything for a minute and celebrate some DVD snapper cases. Snap!